Hola Mi Bishes, 'tis I, Chlois, aka Mini Bish, over on Insta, and today we are doing an acrylic fill on my jelly tips. So, I applied these jelly tips with acrylic, which I will leave that video here. But to get started, we are taking a 5-in-1 bit from Kira Sky, and this is in medium, and I'm just going and I am thinning out that apex that we have going on because of the regrowth. It's moved forward and it's not where I need or want it to be. So I'm just thinning that out some, and I'm also removing the gel polish, the top coat that I have on. So I will be lightly going over the whole surface of the nail as well as thinning out that apex situation. And also just going around the edge of that product to get any lifting off that I may have. I did not have hardly any, if any, lifting for this. And so we're just focusing on getting all of that gel off and thinning out that product there at the back. So that way when I go in with my fill, I can rebalance the apex, and then we can go in with a fresh new gel top coat at the end. So I'm going to, this is my second time doing this voiceover, guys. I completely left out a significant part of this video and did the voiceover and then realized I'm missing something, and it was in fact this prep situation. So, here we are. So again, removing the gel. So I'm going over the entire surface of the nail. I'm only showing you my index finger. And then we're going to get into the actual acrylic part. So I did this. You could do this with a hand file, just take a little bit longer, but completely doable. I've been there before I had my e-file. So here I am checking. You see where we have that gap now from the back? That's where we're going to be putting our product. And that's my stress point right there. So hitting the, tugging on the tip of your nail will show you and let you know where your stress point is. And that's where you want your apex, like the thicker-ish part of your nail to be. That way if you hit your nail, it does not break because you have a strong stress point. So I am going to dehydrate my nails now. Buff them first. So I'm going to use my little buffer here to focus on my natural nail, because I did not do any of that with the drill with a cuticle bit or anything. So I'm just going to buff my natural skin, my natural nail, not my skin. And then we are going to dehydrate the nails. And I am using the nail candy dehydrator, which is from a previous video, also from last week-ish. I'll leave here. And then we are going in with Kira Sky Acrylic Primer. Now this is my holy grail for acrylic because it significantly reduces lifting. I used to have problems with lifting. Since I've incorporated this product, I have little to no lifting every time I do acrylic or builder gel. So I highly recommend this. So I'm just putting this on my natural nail, right where we're going to put that new product at. And now we're going in with our stuff. So I have the acrylic monomer from Kira Sky, all-in-one clear powder from Kira Sky, and a Kira Sky number 10 acrylic brush. Did not intend for this to be heavily Kira Sky. I just really like their acrylic products, so that's what I'm using. So I'm picking up a medium, more on the wet side bead, placing that right in that empty spot right above the previous old product, and letting it just seep itself backwards towards my cuticle, holding my nail downwards though so it does not flood and get over my skin. and then just lightly spreading it out, blending it downwards, and using my brush to go around my cuticle area and sidewalls to make sure I don't get any product or leave any product there. And again, I will just brush over the product a few times just to make sure everything is like as smooth as I can get it. I am by no means a pro when it comes to acrylic. This is just what works for me. So if you see something and I'm not doing it right or something, you can leave helpful tips in the comment, but please do not come at me, because while I am a licensed cosmetologist, acrylic was not my forte, okay? But this is what's been working for me. I'm trying to go deeper into it. So here we are. I found a little hole after I look at my nail every single way I possibly can. I seen a little hole here in this corner, so I'm taking a small wet bead again, putting it there, lightly tapping it once I have the product there, and just to like push it in and get it like, just lightly tap it there, make sure it's going to sit there, and then blend outwards around the edges of that, and again cleaning around the cuticle and sidewall. You always want to clean around your cuticle and sidewall so you don't leave product there. It can lead to lifting, allergic reactions. You don't want either. So just try not to get it on your skin, and if you do, just clean it up. Even if I don't see product close to my cuticle or on my skin, I still do it just to make sure. So, and then same thing on all the rest of my fingers, not just this finger, all of them. I am going to go in with that bead, put it right at the base of that old product. Let the acrylic work for you. I know that is like so hard to do, because I hear people say that all the time. Let the acrylic work for you. Let the acrylic work for you. Let it like do all the work. And you're like, how? How do you do that? It's a learning lesson. Once you get it, it really is the best. So this is a small bead. I filled my brush up with monomer, and I drained the whole thing from the very top of the bristles down to the bottom. For a medium bead, you're only going to go halfway on the bristles and rub halfway, and you're going to get a medium bead. For a large bead, you're going to fill your brush, and you're barely going to drain the tip, and that's going to give you a large bead. And notice that I'm flipping my brush over 180 from the side that I drained it on, so I still have that liquid to pick up the product to put on my nail. So now the difference between wet and normal is wet, I just put my brush in there one time. This is a medium bead, wet. Just put it in there once you've got more of a runny product. To get a normal bead, you're going to tap 3 times, and you're going to actually get a thicker, it's still wet like it needs to be, but it's thicker and it's not running everywhere. And that's considered quote unquote normal. Like I said, I find it easier to work with a wetter bead. Just know that when you work with wetter beads, it's going to take longer to set. So keep that in mind. And I like to work with, and I don't want to say like I work with super runny beads, but I do like them more on the wet side, especially when it comes to the fill, because that's really when I find that the acrylic does its job by itself. You know what I mean? So again, looking for that stress point, showing y'all that's where it's at. So that's where you want your product to be, when you want the majority of your product to be like in that general area, so you have a good structure for your nail. You know what I mean? And The bead thing that I just showed y'all against like wet and normal and then sizing really does make a difference. I would just like go in doing whatever, not caring. It really does make a difference. So here I picked up too big of a bead. I wiped it off on my paper towel, went in with a smaller, again, wet bead for my pinky, because I definitely would have overflowed so many things with that bigger bead. And I am going to be going back to my index finger because I seen a little hole there. And so I'm seeing if my acrylic's done. We'll get to that in a second too. I seen a little hole or just up at the top of this nail that I just wanted to fill in. I want to make sure that I have that product as close to the cuticle as I can get it without it touching my cuticle. That way it's not looking outgrown quicker than it needs to be, you know. So I'm trying to get it as close as possible. Everything will look smooth and blend well as it grows. And now that is what it sounds like when it's ready. That clicking, that's what it sounds like when it's ready. Not ready. Clicking means it's ready. Thudding is still wet, so you need to let it sit longer. Now, I accidentally, not accidentally, I don't know what I was doing. I top coated. My stuff set. All I did was buff because I really didn't have any thing to file. I got a fairly smooth application. I went in with Mani Boss gel top, and I'm gracing y'all with some cuticle oil that I never do. So this is how I do my acrylic fill on jelly tips, just like you would do an acrylic fill if you're wearing acrylic. So this is how I did it. I hope that this was helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, bitches!